Welcome to this Cresset video. In this video I'll show you how to use Torch to quickly gain some information about structure-activity relationships and to design new molecules. When Torch starts, it starts with the wizard that makes experimental setup very easy. So we're going to run the wizard and then we're going to choose to align some molecules. For this we're going to need some sort of reference molecule that will act as a template for us to align other molecules to. That could come from a protein ligand crystal structure, which is the case I'm going to use, or it could come from some sort of docking solution, or some sort of pharmacophore analysis, such as that you can do with Forge. Okay, so I just browse for this reference molecule. In this case, what I have is separated a ligand from a protein ligand crystal structure, PDB code 1IIT, and I'm going to load that in. I'm going to let Forge protonate the molecule. Then I have to give Forge some molecules to align to that reference, and these were molecules that I want to investigate. So in this case I have 10 CDK2 molecules in an SD file, which I'll load in. Again, just letting Forge choose how to protonate those. So all I need to do, I click Finish, and it asks me how I want to perform a confirmation hunt and the alignment. I have a set of preset settings here which essentially control how these things operate, but these quick confirmation hunt will be alright for this example. So I hit go, and that will run and complete in about 2 minutes. So the experiment's just about finished now, so while that's just finishing off, I'm going to talk through the GUI. So on the left side we have a 3D window where we present our reference molecule and soon to be our aligned molecules overlaid. And on the right side here I've got the set of molecules that I loaded in, starting with the reference molecule at the top, any protein, which I haven't used this time, and then the molecules in the SD file that I loaded. And I'm just going to go through the structures here, and as you'll see as I select a structure on the right, it appears in the left hand window aligned with my reference. So I can simply see what parts of the references correspond to what part of my new molecules. So that in itself is going to tell me something about the SAR. But I can look at it in more detail. I can split these two up. I can add electrostatic surfaces both to the aligned molecule, but actually to the references as well. And I can compare these. I can recontour them, so that we can see how the electrostatic potential changes across each of these molecules, and use that to inform our design. Okay, Torch has a concept of favourites, so when you find an alignment you like, I'm going to put this back over, so this alignment looks really nice, everything is sort of corresponding, so I'm going to mark it as a favourite. I do that by clicking this star here, or down here, or just simply pressing the spacebar. And I can simply use the arrow keys to page down through my results, looking at results I like. If for some reason the alignment's not quite what you expect, so in this case maybe I prefer pyrimidine up, Forge will present you with alternative alignments. So if I just click on this little triangle, I'm presented with different alignments. And in this case I can see that the second alignment is also marked dark, telling me it's a different alignment to the first. And I can look and see what I've got the pyrimidine here. So I'm going to mark that one as a favourite too, and that now becomes the alignment that represents this molecule. Okay. Having selected some favourites, I can now display all of those favourites aligned and superposed, and I can start to understand what's the pharmacophore for binding to CDK2, and you can see that these positives are very, very strong for CDK2. And of course I can go off and examine the electrostatic surfaces as I did for a single one. Having got a molecule that perhaps is suboptimal, I can now quickly edit this molecule. I'm going to edit a copy of it. I can have a look at the molecule. I can have a look at it compared with the reference. Think about how I might change it. Maybe I want to put in some sort of group over here. We probably want that to be a nitrogen. So, minimize it. Torsion's gone off into a vote, and save it back into the project. Okay, I can now accept that default alignment, or I can process that and see where it gets to. Having got my new design into my project, I can now choose to export it. I can export just this molecule or all those favourites I marked, or everything. I could create a copy of the 3D window for pasting into other applications, or for making it into pictures, so I can paste this as a picture or paste it as molecules. So using Torch, we can rapidly assess compounds for structure-activity relationships, for perfecting our designs, and communicate those to others.